Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, hi, my name's Allarnah. So for today's video, I'm going to be doing a full face of Primark makeup. Some of the products I've definitely tried before, but there are a lot of new products for me to try today, and the makeup on my face is a full face of Primark, and I really don't think that you would know that just by looking at my face. So if you would like to see what makeup products I use today, make sure you keep watching this video because there's definitely some that you need to go and get yourself, and that is the only spoiler that I'm going to give. And yeah, with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoy, but let's get doing some makeup. So I have my basket full of Primark makeup here, and I haven't done a full face of Primark makeup in a hot minute, but I actually really like Primark makeup. Honestly, if ever you're on a budget and you want some like affordable products that are actually really good, go into Primark, because honestly, a lot of the time their products are absolute steals. So before I go rambling too much, I'm going to go in and do my brows first. So I have got eyebrow pencils to do my brows today, but I don't have like any brow gels. So I just use the ABH Dip Brow, not the Dip Brow, the ABH Brow Freeze in my brows just to kind of put my eyebrow hairs in place. Honestly, not in love with that product. Can't lie, but that's a different video. So I do have the eyebrow pencils here. So these are the Brow Sketchers, and I have the shade Blonde and Brown. And these are £2.50 each. You get the pencil on one side, which is super skinny, and then you do get a spoolie on the other side. I'm going to use the brown one first, and then probably just use the blonde one at the front just to lighten up the front of my brow a bit. I also haven't done my eyebrows in a hot minute with a pencil, so if this goes terribly wrong, then just leave me be. Okay. I'm gonna pop my mirror here so that hopefully you guys can still see. Okay, so I'm not really too sure what's happening here. It's not drawing on my eyebrows at all. I'm thinking it probably isn't working because of the brow freeze underneath, which kind of sucks, I can't lie. I'm just not really getting anything coming off on my brows. I've not had this problem with these brow pencils before. I'm not trying to do anything crazy. I'm just kind of trying to fill in any sparse areas. Let's see if I have the same problem with this blonde one. I mean, it is doing something. It's just not doing a lot. But I have honestly used these brow pencils before, and I usually really like them. Okay, so I don't know what this is. I feel like it's the brow freeze that has done this, because I've never had this problem before. But the blonde one is kind of working fine. It's not really giving me too many issues. Obviously, it's kind of hard to see because it's a blonde colour, so it is very fair. But the brown one it doesn't even come up on my hand very well. So I'm not really sure what's going off here, because I have used these before. And I did really used to like them, so I thought these were going to be kind of like a safe option for brows. But yeah, not really too much I can say about these. I'm not actually that happy with them today. Usually they're really good. You guys all have to let me know if you tried them with the Dip Brow Pomade. Not the Dip Brow Pomade. If you tried them with the Brow Freeze or something similar, let me know if you've had the same problem, because I'm not obsessed with this right now. I mean, my brows don't look bad, but they don't look great either. So I'm not really sure, because honestly, usually them eyebrow pencils are really good. But anyway, I'm going to move on to eyeshadow next. So I am going to quickly just carve out my eyebrows and prep my lid. So I'm just going to use concealer. So the concealer that I have is the PS My Perfect Colour Liquid Concealer. It is a medium coverage concealer, and I have mine in the shade Porcelain. I've had this for a little while. I can't remember how much this is because it's not on the packaging, but usually concealers from Primark are like no more than like £3, so I'm not sure. The one that I really want to try was the Radiance Boost one, because apparently that's really good, but this is the one that I'm going to use today to carve out my eyebrows. So the eyeshadow palette that I have to use today is called the Exposed palette, and it was £5, so really not that expensive at all. And hopefully this doesn't blind you too much, because I do still have the plastic cover on, but this is what the shadows look like. I feel like they're really, really nice. So let's see what these are going to be like. Honestly, one day when I do videos like this, I will sit down and take the packaging off before I start filming. One day that will happen. So I've just zoomed you guys in a little, and I do still have the plastic cover, like I said, so I can tell you exactly what shades I'm going in with. So that's great. So I have quite like a grey cool tone jumper on today, so I think I'm gonna kind of go that kind of a vibe. I'm not gonna go too crazy because I do have to do the school run. So I'm gonna first of all go in with the shade Soft Touch, which is just like a cool toned mauvey brown. There's quite a lot of kickback in that pan actually. Doesn't bother me, but just something to note. And I'm not really sure, I have not planned out an eye look, so we're just gonna wing it and see what happens. So I'm just kind of placing that down on the outer corner and then kind of smoking it outwards, sort of, to kind of create a bit like of a smoky wing. I feel like I know this mirror being here is super annoying, but I don't have a mirror in this palette. So we're just gonna have to deal with that today. I'm just kind of bringing that ever so slightly into the inner portion of my eye, but completely leaving the top space of the lid free, because I'm gonna put some like a lighter shade there to create like that look. I feel like this eyeshadow is not that bad. It's not my favourite, but it's not that bad. A lot of kickback in that pan though. And then I'm going to take this brush. So this is a Zoeva Soft Luxe Definer, and it's like a fluffy brush, but it's kind of flat. And I'm going to go in with a slightly warmer shade. So this is the shade Tan. And I'm just going to take that over the top. Well, not over the top, but to help blend out the edges of that previous shade. And I'm literally just going to do that in this kind of motion just to start off. And then just kind of keep swapping between the brushes until I'm happy with the blend. I'm actually not mad at that, you know. I prefer this side to this side already, but it's fine. Then I'm just going to get a big fluffy brush and I'm going to mix together the shades Unite and Biscuit. So this is Unite and this is Biscuit. And I'm just going to mix them together and kind of pack them on this front portion here. Oh, that's cute, you know. It's looking a tiny bit chalky so far, but I'm hoping it will blend nicely. And then I'm just going to also use that to blend out any harsh edges from the previous shades. Oh, am I going to do a full matte eye today? Is that going to be the vibe? If having like huge amounts of kickback in your pan, like in your actual eyeshadow pan, is something that's going to bother you, I would stay clear from this palette, because there is a lot, but it doesn't bother me personally. Like, it's not something I'm bothered about. And the palette was only £5, so, you know. But to be honest, I get kickback in quite a lot of my shadows. I definitely prefer this eye. I feel like it's because maybe I've took that too high up. I'm not sure. I really, really want to leave this matte, but just because I really want to try out the whole palette, I'm going to go in with a shimmer. And I think I'm going to go in with the shimmer that is called Crave. And this looks to me like a greeny gold. And I am just going to take this on my finger. My nails are quite long at the minute. But hopefully, oh my god, this would look stunning. This shade would look stunning as like a wash of shimmer all over your lid. Not like super pigmented, but like just slightly packed on your lid. Oh my, I like that shade a lot. I'm definitely gonna try that. Just washed over my lid as like a subtle shimmer. I really like that shimmer. I haven't used Primark eyeshadows in a while, and to be honest, these have performed really, really nicely. Oh, I wish I'd have done that like as a subtle shimmer. Honestly, that would have looked gorgeous. Just kind of washed over the front of that really pale shade that we put down, the two that we mixed together. I think it was like biscuit and something else, I can't remember. Now, just to blend out the edges of that shimmer, I'm going to go back in with the big fluffy brush with no extra product. Just blend out those edges of the shimmer. Fluff it out a bit over the outer corner as well. I feel like I whispered what I just said there. I'm just gonna slightly feather it out onto the outer corner, just so that like there's not a harsh line where the shimmer ends. Oh my god, I actually love this palette. What on earth? So now that I'm at this stage here, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly clean up the outer wings, and then I'll be back to show you kind of like what it's looking like. Oh, and I probably will put a shimmer in my inner corner. So all I did was I just took the shimmer Cloud on my brow bone and my inner corner. So that's this shade here. It was stunning, by the way. So my verdict on this palette is I think it's well worth the £5. The reason I did my eyes at first is because I didn't want to get a load of fallout down my face. And to be honest, the mattes were fine. I had no problem with the mattes. There was no fallout on my face. But the shimmers, it wasn't the same story. The shimmers, I feel like probably need a bit of a glitter glue to make them adhere a bit better to the eyelid. But now that I know that, that's fine. But yeah, that is the eyes all done, and I'm really not mad at them. I really, really like that palette, and it's probably one that I'm going to use quite a lot. It's quite a nice kind of everything you need palette. You could easily do daytime looks with this, and you could easily elevate it into like an evening look too. So really, really like that. So now we're going to move on to base products. And base is my favourite part, I can't lie. So I've been really, really, really excited because I'm really hoping we can get some good products here. So I do have a primer. So this is the Prep and Perfect Hydrating Refreshing Priming Gel. It says it's a makeup hold aid, helps to moisturize, and is a lightweight gel texture. It has hyaluronic acid and a moisture complex, and it's dermatologically tested. And I feel like a lot of Primark makeup, by the way, is vegan and cruelty free as well, which is obviously great. I am trying to get my makeup collection completely vegan and cruelty free in the next few years. I'm just kind of trying to use up the products that I have at the minute. So this primer kind of has an airless pump, I believe, at the bottom, so you can see how much you're using. Oh my god, that was not the consistency that I was expecting that to be. It looks quite silicone-y. Oh, I'm nervous. Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm not sure about this. It smells like hair gel. Okay, let's just... Oh my god. That is not my favourite. Okay. Okay. That is not my favourite. Oh my. It's like, oh, it feels bitty on my skin. Now that it's on my skin, it's not that bad, but it does feel tacky. A little bit, not crazy tacky, but it does feel a tiny bit tacky. Let's take any extra down my neck, I guess. The consistency of that primer, not keen on, I can't lie. It literally, that is the weird, I don't know how to explain it. It just felt like, actually, have you ever used like the, what's they called? Huda Beauty's Glowish skincare brand does one. So I think it's the Wishful like enzyme scrub. You know how like when you work that into your skin, it like pills up, and it is supposed to like get rid of all the dead skin on your face. That is kind of like what that felt like, and then it kind of just blended into my skin. I don't know, that was the weirdest feeling. I mean, my skin looks fine. It looks very hydrated now. It hasn't covered any of my pores or anything, but it didn't say it was going to do that, so that's fine. I don't think I'll be I really don't think I'll be picking that up too much. That was the most bizarre feeling I've ever felt. I'm going to move on because that's made me feel some type of way. So the next product I have to try is one that I'm actually really excited to try. So it's the PS Flawless Glow Radiant Glow Primer Foundation Hybrid, and it's enriched with squalene and vitamin E, and it's £5. I got mine in the shade Buttermilk, and this is supposed to be a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless filter. When I saw this, my eyes lit up because, like I said, it's £5. Even the bottle looks kind of similar, and it comes on a doe foot like the Charlotte Tilbury one. And like I said, I got the shade Buttermilk. One thing I will say is that the shade range in any of Primark's complexion products, to be fair, is abysmal. Like, it's dreadful. There's definitely not a shade for everybody in there. I'm hoping that this product isn't going to be as bad, just because obviously it's more of like a flawless filter, so it's kind of like a skin tinty kind of product, so you kind of don't need as many shades, if that makes sense. I'm just going to blend this out with a brush, but at the same time they definitely need a few more shades. Like, when I was in my Primark is dreadful for makeup anyway. Like, it's been pretty boring in my Primark recently in terms of makeup. There's not really been anything in there. But the shade range, when I went in to see those, like when I saw those products, there was a ton of Buttermilks left, which for me, that shade looks absolutely fine. And by the way, it looks gorgeous on my skin right now. It is giving me Flawless Filter vibes 100%. So yeah, there was a ton of Buttermilks left, and there was like a shade in the middle. Can't remember what that shade was called, but there wasn't like a deep skin tone shade to be seen, or even like a tan shade, if I'm being completely honest. So I don't know whether they were just all gone or there just wasn't any, which I'm really hoping that isn't like the case, that they just don't do deeper shades, because that is actually a bit embarrassing. Like, I feel like Primark gets away with their shade range all the time because it's Primark, like they're not a makeup shop, but Primark make a lot of money. Like 100% Primark are making a lot of money. They can definitely afford to push the boat out a bit and get a few extra shades in. Like, come on now. It's actually getting a little bit ridiculous now. Oh, it's such a shame as well, because this product is actually lovely. I'm just having like a close-up at my skin. One thing I will say is, compared to the Charlotte Tilbury one, this one is a lot more actually shimmery. Like, it has like tiny little flecks of glitter that you can see, but not really. Not unless, like, I'm this close to a mirror. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, unless someone's going to be that close to your skin, it's not really noticeable. But I'm just being super picky. Obviously, I don't want you guys to waste your coin. So if that's something you're bothered about, there are tiny little flecks of glitter. But honestly, for the sake of £5, like, how much is the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless filter? I can't even remember because I've had mine for a while now. But obviously it's not £5. And just look at that glow on my skin, by the way. That is insane. I really like that. It's made my pores look really good as well. Like, they're not covered by any means, but they look a damn sight better. I 100% will be using that. This will probably turn into like my everyday kind of product, because I use my Flawless filter every time I do like very light makeup. So I'm very happy with that, to be honest. So the next product I have to try is a foundation, and it's the PS My Perfect Colour Perfect Finish Foundation. It's a medium to full coverage natural finish foundation with vitamin C and E in it. And this was only £2.50. I got the shade Cool Sand, which I have a feeling is probably going to be too dark. Usually in Primark I have to go for the shade Porcelain, but this seemed pretty pale and there was no other foundations for me to try. So I'm hoping that this will be okay. If not, I'll just have to really lighten it up with concealer. But yeah, this foundation is £2.50, and again, I'm not gonna like ramble on about this too much because I've already mentioned it. The shade range, again, really not the best, but we've already mentioned that. I cannot get this tab off of the foundation. Help! This chair is so squeaky. Okay, so obviously it is a squeezy tube foundation. Oh wow, that's thicker than I thought it was gonna be. That is really thick. Like, look, it's not moving. Okay, I thought this was going to be like a thin foundation. That was what I had in mind. Okay, I'm going to go straight in on my sponge. Oh my god, that is really thick. Oh my god, that smells like paint as well. No, it smells like hairspray. Yeah, that very strongly smells like hairspray. It's actually not that dark for me though. I feel like it's a bit pinky. Because I have more of like a neutral, like a yellowy neutral undertone, I guess. So I don't usually go for like a pinky toned foundation, but with Primark you kind of get what you get. Oh my god, I hate taking this product near my nose. It really, really stinks. But one thing I will say is it is really thick, but on my skin, it's feeling absolutely fine. Like, it doesn't feel thick and heavy. It doesn't really feel like I have foundation on so far. It's working really well with that Flawless foundation thing. Foundation hybrid as well. Like, they're meshing together quite nicely. And you can kind of still see that glow from the Flawless foundation hybrid underneath. I do quite like this foundation actually. It's looking very nice so far. I feel like this foundation would look quite matte. Is it a matte foundation? Is that what it said? No, it's a natural finish. I feel like this would look quite matte if I didn't have the glowy base underneath. I could be wrong, but that is just the vibe that I'm getting. It's not a bad foundation. For £2.50, that is not a bad foundation at all. And again, a very easy everyday foundation. It was thicker than I thought, but on my skin, it feels, well, I can't feel it. To be honest with you, I can't feel it. So now I'm going to go in with cream bronzer, if I can get into this stick. Primark really need to sort their packaging out. I'm going to keep it real with you. This product is £2.50. It's the PS My Perfect Colour Foundation and Contour Stick. I think this is the one that Jordan Lipscomb likes. I got the shade Toffee. I'm thinking this is going to be a little bit too yellowy for me, but we're going to try it anyway. So the way that I like to cream bronze my face is I like to take the product on my brush first and then onto the skin afterwards. I'm really thinking this shade is going to be a bit too yellow for me. I'm not sure. I'm actually not that mad at that. I feel like the shade is a little bit off. I'd like it to be a little bit more, I don't know, maybe like ready toned. Just slightly, not a lot. I feel like this is just a little bit too yellow. It is blending out really nicely though. I'm not taking too much on my brush though, because it is a foundation stick, I'm pretty sure is what I said. Yeah, a foundation and contour stick. So I was guessing that the coverage is going to be quite good on it, which I don't want it for coverage, so I don't want this to look super heavy. It looks nice though. A little bit yellowy, I can't lie, it is a little bit yellow. I feel like I really needed a bit of a deeper shade, and a shade that is a little bit more bronzy looking. Like, I just want something a little bit more warm. But the actual product itself is lovely. Like, it's blending out so easy. I'm not even having to do any work really. Wow, that is honestly, on my forehead I quite like it. I just feel like on this area I'm not loving it. That's the only thing. But I feel like it's the shade, like, is the problem. I am very, very happy with that. And now Primark doesn't have, well, my Primark didn't anyway, doesn't have like any cream blushes or anything like that. So I'm gonna go in with the concealer again. So I'm just gonna take this concealer under my eyes. This is a bit of a lighter coverage concealer, so I'm gonna apply a tiny bit more than I usually do and hope that it just doesn't crease up under my eyes. That's all I'm hoping for. I'm sure I used to love that concealer, but I haven't used it in a while. I'm sure I used to like it though, so hopefully we're all good. Yeah, I thought I used to like this concealer. It looks lovely under my eyes. Like, it's very brightening. I feel like this shade is probably one of my deeper concealer shades, but it still looks very brightening under my eye. and now I have two powders to quickly talk about before I start to crease up like crazy. So I have this powder that I'm definitely going to try. So this is the PS Blurred Out Skin Conditioning Universal Blurring Powder, and it says it has superseed extracts, refines skin's texture, brightens, boosts skin renewal. It has niacinamide in, and it has willow bark extract in, and this is £3.50. I then also have this powder. So this is the PS My Perfect Colour Bake It Setting Powder. It's a shine controlled velvet matte finish, and it's oil free. Mine is in the shade Almond, and this is £3. But look at this for Primark, by the way. It has the netting in it, which, okay, go Primark, to be honest. Like, what? So I think I'm going to use this one under my eyes just because it doesn't have a colour, and I don't really want to add any different kind of colour under my eye. I want it to stay bright. And then I'm going to use the other one on the rest of my face. So I just need to get this pull tab off. Honestly... Oh no, I've just put, oh my goodness, I hope that got caught on camera. That's just gone all over me. It's just pulled the whole sifter out and the powder's gone everywhere. Oh my. Okay, wow. That was a lot. That powder is all over my leggings and everything. Okay, love that for me. I'm just gonna get a little powder brush and I'm gonna get some of that product on my brush. So this is the blurred out one, the white one that just went all over me basically, and I'm just gonna pat out any creases under my eye and hope that this doesn't go cakey, because my under eye doesn't look cakey yet. So okay, so the smell of the powder, not my favourite, but look at that under eye difference, by the way. Wow, 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 wow. There wasn't many of these left in my Primark. I have a feeling they're probably being like rolled out to roll new stuff in. Primark do that a lot. So if you can still get your hands on this. Wow, that is probably the best my under eye has looked in a hot minute. Wow. Also, oh my god, the pores. The pores have vanished. What is happening? No, hold on. Let me do the other eye, and then I'm going to do my cheek area and maybe my nose, because that's where I have the most pores. Hold on, 1 second. My under eyes feel amazing. Oh my goodness. That powder is so thin as well. Okay, so I'm going to take this and I'm just going to work it into the areas where I have pores. No, stop it right now. No, you're joking. Oh my, no, if they discontinue this powder, I'm actually gonna be livid. I've not been this excited over a powder in a hot minute. I'm gonna do this on my nose as well. No, I can't. No, I can't get over this powder. I'm sorry. I'm probably sounding like a broken record right now. No, what is happening? This, so far, best product I've tried. Like, a million miles away the best product I've tried. Also, my under eyes are still looking amazing. They're not looking cakey or anything. Not even slightly cakey, to be honest. Wow, that powder is just so... Oh, I'm fuming because I wasted half of it on my flipping leggings. I'm actually lost for words. And for someone who doesn't know how to shut up half the time, that says a lot. £3.50. Let me just give you guys a close-up of this. If you can get this powder in your Primark, go and get it. It's actually nutty. What on earth? So on the rest of my face, I'm going to use this powder. It's in the shade Almond, which makes me a tiny bit nervous because I think it's going to be a bit pinky, but it's fine because I have that other powder on my face anyway, so it's not too crazy. I usually find powder the most boring in a testing video, but I'm actually in shock at that powder. Also, this isn't looking too pink on my skin either. This is actually quite nice. I don't feel like anything is going to be that powder that I've just used though. I would pay like a high-end price point for that powder. Like, what was that? Like witchcraft. Like, what was that?
My skin is feeling really set in place as well, even though I've used like barely any powder. Okay, that powder is nice. I will have to try it on its own without using that other powder, because the other powder absolutely wins this one a miles out. This is insane. So I don't have a setting spray to try, so I'm just going to use the one that I usually use. Hopefully that powder still is going to look good once this setting spray dries too, because that would be a real shame to be honest. No, it's still... I need to shut up. I can't... I'm sorry. Like, I can't get over it. I feel like that other powder that I used, just looking at my face now, has took a lot of the, like, bronzer away. Like, it's not as noticeable now. Which probably means that that powder has a little bit of coverage in it too. Which isn't bad when you have, like, blemishes and stuff. So that's a good thing to note. And yeah, my skin right now, it looks nutty. Like, it is crazy. Right, I'm going to move on. So I'm going to go in with bronzer. Sorry, yeah, so I'm going to go in with bronzer. So this is the PS Bronze Glow Matte Bronzing Powder. It was only £2. I have the shade Fearless. I have used this before. It's not a new product for me, but they still do sell them. So I didn't see the point in buying another bronzer when this is the only bronzer that they have. So I wasn't going to get a different shade, basically. So I'm just going to go in with this. I can't remember what I thought of this, so hopefully it's not too pigmented. Yeah, see, that was the shade I was more looking for, like a little bit warmer, tiny bit more red. That's actually really nice. I'm just taking a really, really light hand. And I'm also using a fluffier brush to do my bronzer lately, because I feel like it blends it out nicer without making it look harsh. Looking a little bit more patchy on the side. I'm not sure why. Maybe the setting spray wasn't quite dry. This bronzer though, so far can't complain. I'll just need to blend this side out a little bit better in a minute. But that colour is just so much better. I'm guessing you guys can see what I mean. Like, it's less yellow. It's more of that warm red tone that I really, really like. It's probably not the best for my skin tone, to be honest, because I am very, very pale and I barely ever go out in the sun. So I'm extremely pale. And then I don't think I'm going to do nose contour today, but I'm just going to take a little bit of this bronzer and just kind of put it underneath or where my nostrils are, I guess, just all over here. And that will just upturn my nose just a tiny bit, because I kind of can't be bothered for nose contour today. I feel like this side of my face looks nice because I was a bit less heavy-handed. This side, I feel like that's what the problem is. I went in too heavy-handed. I have sorted it. It just looks a bit more harsh on this side. That bronzer's nice though. £2, can't really complain at all. So now for the time that I have been absolutely waiting for, time for blush. I haven't put any blush on my face yet. I feel kind of naked. So this is the PS Blush High Pigment Blusher. It's £1 and I got the shade True Peach, which looks like this. And I'm going to take it on this brush here. I know it looks huge, but I use a lot of blusher, so that is why. And I'm just going to pop that kind of in the center of my face, but not too far over, and then blend it back into my bronzer is how I like it to look the most. Ooh, that's pretty. That's a very pretty shade. Honestly, this brush usually works better because I will just blend this all the way into like my eye area when I don't have eyeshadow on. But that is very, very pretty. Just gonna take a little bit on my forehead and then some over my nose as well. We basically put blush everywhere. I love blush far too much. I honestly bathe in it. A little bit on my chin. Cute. Very nice. £1 blush. I can't really complain at that. I love every blush though, so I feel like I was always going to like that. Anyway, now I'm going to go in with highlighter. So the highlighter that I have is Pearl Glow. It was £3.50. They've had these for a while. They usually have different shades, but I got Pearl Glow. I'm hoping it's going to be okay. It looks quite yellowy. I'm hoping it's not going to, like, have a cast. is what I'm hoping. It looks lovely. Very, very nice. Let's just try it. I guess that's all we can do, really. Okay, so I'm just gonna take a little bit. Oh, it looks glittery. I don't mind a glittery highlighter. Oh. Oh. It is glittery. Like, it's a very glittery highlighter. It is yellow too. Do I get a cast? I don't know if I do, you know. Look at that. Oh my. Wow. I quite like that highlighter, you know. It is very glittery, but I really don't mind a glittery highlighter. I think they look quite nice. A bit different. Not something I go for every day. Usually I have one other glittery highlighter, and usually I only use that like when I'm going out or something, you know, like say I was going to a club or something. That's kind of when I would use it. Okay, that is really, really nice. It was £3.50 like I said. I wish the shade was a tiny bit less yellow. I tried to say less yellow all at the same time then, but I'm not mad at it. Like, I don't feel like I'm getting a cast, and I feel like it's quite pretty actually. I really, really like it. So I have got a few different lip options. I have 2 different lip liners, 2 different lip bullets, and 2 different lip glosses. So I have the 2 lip liners that I have are in Toffee and Spice, and the 2 lipsticks that I have, one of them is a matte one and one of them is a luster, so they are going to be different. One of them is in the shade Uptown. The other one, I can't see what the shade is. Yeah, I'm not sure what shade this is, but I think this is the one that I'm going to go for. I feel like it will go with the eyes the most, but I think I'm going to go in with the darker lip liner, hopefully. And then I have 2 different glosses. So I have a clear gloss, so this is the high gloss lip gloss, and then this is also a high gloss lip gloss, but this has got glitter in it, and I think I'm going to go in with this one just because I think it will look cute and I really, really want to try it. So let me just quickly line my lips with this pencil. I love Primark lip liners anyway. So easy to use. It literally glide on like butter. And then I'm going to go in with this one, which is the matte one. And these are, by the way, these are, I think £1.50. Yeah, £1.50. They smell like, oh, it smells like cake. Very nice. Let's try this lipstick. The bullet, the casing feels kind of cheap, but the actual like velvety kind of feel feels very nice. Feels very comfortable. I'm just kind of waiting for it to dry down because it says it's matte, whereas right now this feels more like a satin kind of a lip. Feels very comfortable though. Don't know whether it's going to dry down though. Just whilst that starts to dry, I'm going to try and get the packaging of this gloss. So this gloss is £1.50. The clear one was also £1.50. I got the clear gloss just as like a, you always need a clear gloss. So that is what I got that one for. Let's see if these smell like anything. Does it smell like vanilla, maybe? Oh my god. Oh, wow. It smells like sweets. Okay, let's go in with this, because that doesn't seem to be drying. But let's go in with this lip gloss. So I'm not really seeing a ton of shimmer on my lips, but it is super glossy and very comfortable. Not sticky at all. Not sticky. So love that. So now the only thing I have left to do is mascara. My camera is flashing at me like crazy, so I'm gonna quickly go in with this. So this is the False Lash Queen mascara. It did come in a box. For whatever reason, I've took it out of the box, so I don't know how much it is, but this wand looks really, really good. And yeah, hopefully this is going to be a good mascara. So it is a dramatic volume, fullness and length mascara, so it's a bit of everything. So here we go. First of all, what I'm noticing is it's really separating. Oops, I got mascara on my inner corner. It's really, really separating, which I'm really liking, to be honest. Okay, that's like 2 or 3 coats. I feel like this is really nice, to be honest. I don't know whether it's really like lengthening, because I have quite long lashes anyway. Like, they're not insanely long, but they're not short either. But volume, yes, like they're definitely lifting my lashes all the way up, separating them really nicely. I am very impressed with that mascara. So I'm just quickly going to do both eyes, put my camera on charge for a minute, and then I'll be back.
So I'm back and this is what the finished look looks like. I am obsessed, guys. Like, I really, really love how my makeup is looking right now. I have a lot to say. I mean, my hair isn't doing too hot, but that's fine. So I'm gonna quickly go through the products that I'm not obsessed with. First of all, the primer, it was just the texture. The texture really threw me off. Not really something I can see myself using a lot. Also the brow pencils. I wasn't really impressed with them today. Like, my brows look fine, but I've used them before and they usually perform a lot better than that. So yeah, I was a bit disappointed with the brow products today. So then I'm going to move on to products that I liked, I would repurchase, but they're not my favourites compared to like other things in my collection. So the blush and the bronzer, they were good, don't get me wrong, for the price point, they're amazing, but you know, they weren't insanely crazy. Do you know what I mean? The powder, the Bake It setting powder, I do want to try it on its own because obviously the other powder definitely took the limelight away. So I did like it. It has set my face nicely. The highlighter was just a little bit glittery and I'm not too sure I like the colour of it, is the one thing that's throwing me off with the highlighter, to be honest. Same with this stick, it's pretty much the colour. Like, I'm not sure I like the colour. And this lipstick, I'm not sure, because it was very comfortable, don't get me wrong, but it's not a matte lipstick. It's not a matte lipstick. So now quickly I'm going to run through the things I absolutely loved, and there is actually quite a lot. First of all, the lip gloss. Love this, by the way. Honestly, so comfortable and it's not sticky at all. Obviously, Primark lip liners, if you don't know, get to know, they're amazing. This concealer hasn't creased under my eyes yet, so I'm really, really liking that concealer so far. Obviously, the Flawless Glow, I'm thinking this is going to be like an everyday product for me. I loved it. It just blurred my skin really nicely, gave me that nice highlighted look to my skin, like the glass skin kind of look, like just fresh. I loved it. The foundation, I love. Hate the smell. Hate the smell. Love the foundation. My skin looks really nice today. I really, really like this foundation. So far, the mascara I'm loving. I'm just hoping it doesn't, you know, transfer under my eyes. I feel like it's given me a lot of volume and it's really separated each eyelash, which I really, really like. And also the eyeshadow palette. The eyeshadow palette I love. Like, I'm really happy with the way that my eyes have gone. Not like my own performance on my eyes wasn't great, but the actual eyeshadows worked beautifully. And then last but not least, this powder. I don't really feel like I need to say anything. This, just go and get it. That is all I have to say. Go and get that powder. So that is everything that I have for you guys today. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to leave a like, because that really does help me out. Comment down below what your favourite product from Primark is at the minute. I would love to know if there's anything else that I need to try. And yeah, with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe before you click on out of this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.